Welcome to Diary of an Ex-Ho. I'm Cheri Hardman. I'll be your ex-ho. Today's guest is Chiron Barron. So sit back, enjoy the episode, and remember the old saying, always a bridesmaid when you're a hoe. Tell me about your parents. Like, were they together when you were a kid, and are they together, or?
That's like a whole podcast series. My parents spent 17 years in court. My dad left when I was 5. They fought a lot before that. It was very violent, very scary. My dad was an alcoholic. My mom was a very controlling narcissist. Terrible mix. They were both Catholics, from Northern Ireland, Derry, actually. So they grew up in the Troubles, which was very traumatic for them, obviously. I think they came to Canada trying to have a better life for their kids. But it just really meant that we were isolated.
So you probably didn't get a really good like role model of how a relationship should be. Okay.
No.
Did you have, so you didn't, there, because they had come over, there was no like extended family or anything?
So I had an aunt on my mom's side and 2 aunts on my dad's side who lived here. The aunt on my mom's side just kind of liked being liked the drama, I guess, of it. The aunts on my dad's side were just like, we're not letting our kids be part of this. Like, we won't have our children be around this. They like proudly told me at my brother's funeral how they saw what was going on, and we're like, no, we're not letting our kids be part of this. And I was just like, wow, that's read the room, guys. Not the play. Yeah.
Well, that's nice. That's not nice.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought that was a good thing to say. But anyways, yeah, it was very, so like it was isolated. Yeah, they were there, but like not there.
Did you have like any parents for like, I'm just looking like, was there any role model of how a relationship should go that was positive? No. Okay. Okay. Sometimes I think well, I know that has a lot to do with how we express love and stuff like that later, is how we learned it. But, we'll make our way around to that. Do you remember like when you had your like first sexual awakening, like when you realize, wait, there's something going on in this world that I didn't, are you frozen or you just have your hand there?
I tried to turn the volume up and I accidentally turned the screen off. Sorry. My iPhone's on you and I'm a fool. It's coming back. Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay. So do you remember a time like when you realized sexually, like, wait a minute, there's something going on either in my body or in the atmosphere that you didn't previously know about?
I mean, I think for me, I didn't think of it like as a sexual thing, but I think I guess the first sort of approximation of like masturbation I ever had was sort of more of like autistic self-soothing, actually. It kind of stemmed from that, from like rocking. It sort of developed from rocking, right? Like it was something that developed.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom hit me for it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're rocking itself. Yeah. So I didn't start stimming again until last year. From like when I was 3 until last year.
Is that a stress response, do you think?
Like the masking?
Or
the stimming?
Yeah.
No, the stimming I think is just I think a lot of autistic people do Maybe it is stress response, but it's just something we do that our nervous systems do to feel better.
Yeah. Did you have a diagnosis when you were a kid?
No, no, I'm because of long COVID, I'm finding like really serious diagnoses that should have been found in infancy, actually. My parents were too busy fighting to ever actually provide medical care for us.
Mhm.
That's just, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was never, and I'm like, and I'm AFAB, right? So, like young girls are rarely diagnosed with like autism or ADHD or, and I was an incredibly good student. Like, and I would math, like my mom beat me very young for having emotions, for self-soothing, for doing anything. So I masked incredibly well. And I loved school. School was a place where I could go and just, I knew what the rules were. They didn't change, right? Like it wasn't like home where I didn't know what the rules were. They were always changing. I knew what the rules were. They didn't change. I could follow them and an adult would be happy with me,
Mhm.
right? So I excelled at school despite like having learning disabilities. I
Mhm.
loved reading. I read constantly. It was my escape. I was really depressed as a kid, but like I would cry under the basement stairs or in my bedroom at night. Like most I spent most nights up until like 4 or 6 a.m. crying, and then I'd wake up again at 8 and go to school. It's just I felt like I couldn't show emotion.
Huh. I want to clarify something too. You said you were AFAB, which is assigned female at birth.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify for someone who
Oh
might
yeah.
know that term. Yeah. Um, okay, well, this is kind of cheesy after what you've been talking about, but did you ever have any celebrity crushes?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, lots. One I've been thinking about, like I guess recently, is Fran Drescher.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
I don't know. I don't know why more recently I've just been thinking about her, but yeah, I was a young one. I think that like I don't know if I even realized that I had a crush on her. I think also like because of heteronormativity, right? Like I don't even know that I genuinely had a crush on him, but I felt like I should have a crush on like Jonathan Taylor Thomas. You know what I mean? Like I had a poster of him, but I didn't feel like me. But like I love Sailor Moon, right? And I didn't really understand why. There was, stuff like that for sure that now I look back and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. That's why. Yeah.
How would you or do you label yourself, like your sexuality?
Bi or pan. Yeah.
All right. What's your definition of amazing sex?
My definition of amazing sex, I think, is sex that feels really connected more than anything. Yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
connect
Mm-hmm.
really big. Yeah.
Do you watch any porn at all or anything like that?
Yeah, a little
And
bit.
what's your go-to category?
I don't really have a go-to category. Well, I mean, I don't really have a go-to category, but like if I lean anywhere, any way, it's like femdom, probably.
Okay. Do you remember like any like mainstream movies that had a scene that you thought was hot?
Like from when I was little or just in general?
Just in general.
Just in general. I'm trying to think. I just don't, just in general, off the top of my head, Cruel Intentions comes to mind. I don't know why. Just high school, I guess. What else?
That's okay. Well, I've had two people say the same movie, and now I don't remember what it is. And I
I can
thought it
never
was
think of movies and TVs off the top of my head, like movies.
uh-huh.
Like I can never think of a single. It's very hard.
I've said this on this show before, and of course this movie was way before your time, but um something that I found really erotic as a young person, I look back now from a different lens. It was 9.5 weeks. Kim Basinger and Mickey Rourke, and I thought that was like really hot. But then when I went and watched it the last time, I was like, oh no, I don't like that anymore. It's interesting.
Yeah, I vaguely remember watching that as a kid. I had a similar. I feel kind of the same way. I rewatched the Secretary recently.
Yeah, that same with that one.
Thought at first I was like, oh, that was hot. I watched it again and I was like, that's kind of really
It's just
uncomfortable.
degrading. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, yeah, especially because like Maggie Gyllenhaal is amazing and like, mm,
Mm-hmm.
I felt, yeah.
Did you ever see Sex, Lies, and Videotape?
I don't know if I did.
It was James Spader. Uh, there's a lot of old James Spader movies that are really like erotic or sexy, and that was one of them that anyway. Okay. So how's your body image?
Better than ever right now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good right now. I gotta say.
Do you
It's not perfect, but I mean, I feel
oh,
like it's gonna be. I don't think it's ever gonna be. It's gonna be a life work. Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
it was not
th-
good for a
things
long
are
time.
things are getting better socially, at least.
Oh yeah,
A little bit
yeah,
at a time. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I had eating disorders for most of my life, so
Mm. So once, yeah. Do you have any sexual regrets? What happened? There we are. Okay. I lost you for a second.
oh, so many, many sexual regrets. Um, yeah, I think. I mean, many, and some are just like whatever, sleeping with people who didn't treat me very well.
Hmm.
But I think the worst are just not feeling empowered to say no, not feeling safe to say no, not feeling like I could say no. Um,
Yeah, I feel that. I feel it.
like
Do you
yeah,
have any?
like the coercion and stuff from partner. Like that's the stuff that I think harmed me the most.
Hmm. Did you have trouble like just going off that, like uh going going back and assigning that like there are things that happened to me when I was younger that I would have never called rape then. That when I look back now, I'm like, oh wait, that what. It's kind of hard to do that sometimes, especially when you know the person and at some point you liked them. Sometimes it takes a while to realize that stuff.
Yeah. I sh- I had an interesting experience this past week around that.
Really.
Yeah. I'm not gonna obviously give any identifying info,
Hmm.
but next from some time ago, um, we had like an on and off again relationship for a while, and like a lot of really coercive stuff happened, and um, at the time it didn't. I guess he was my partner. It wasn't violent. It didn't feel like assault. But there was like for years, I just lost my libido fully. And it took me a really long time to understand why. And, I got into sex work like really, I get into everything just like sideways. Like I never imagined I'd be a sex worker at all. I hated my body, right? Like growing up, my maternal figures fat shamed me constantly. I had eating disorders. I never saw it. I only became a sex worker because I had long COVID and all this horrible stuff was happening in my body constantly. Doctors weren't helping me. I was doing makeup to feel better and to try to do like a makeup vlog and like to try to earn an income from home because I didn't imagine like I was like, I'm probably never going to be able to leave my house again. What am I going to do? I was very desperate. So I started and I was starting to like I was doing the makeup as self-care was the only thing I could like do sometimes, like, like once every 2 weeks. Anyways, I was taking photos for one day and I had such bad fevers that like I rarely got dressed. And I finally got used to being naked, even with around my partner for the first time in my life, only because I had POTS. It was so much effort to get dressed, and I had such a bad fever that I'd be like drenched in 2 seconds, anyways, Anyway, so I had makeup on. I was about to take makeup photos, and I was naked. I had a Holter monitor, and I was like, just jokingly, I was like, I should do like an OnlyFans, like a disability friendly OnlyFans, because disabled people are fucking hot, right? Like, it's true. We all know it. And I think I posted it on Facebook as a joke. And a few of my friends messaged me and were like, genuinely, you should. Like, I would subscribe. And I hadn't thought of it. Anyways, I did it and I hated doing it at first. I like literally cried the first few times I took photos. It was so hard to do. But then I found like
Hey, hang on a minute. What was hard about it?
I'd never taken naked photos of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So it was just a body thing?
yeah, I just felt like embarrassed and like gross. Just even in my bedrooms. I know that sounds absurd, but
No,
then like then I went to like post and edit, and then in like composing the posts, I there's this like detachment from the image, right? Where you're just like looking at it as like an image, as lines, as color, as form, and I just saw myself differently for the first time in my life. Like, I don't know, it really, really helped like me see myself like more realistically.
Mm-hmm.
Really weird because it was the heaviest I'd ever been in my life. Like I'd just gone through a period of like severe burnout and I wasn't able to eat food. And doctors didn't believe me because I wasn't losing weight because of this serious cyst I had. And then I finally started being able to eat, and then I got COVID. And obviously I wasn't able to move. So I gained like so much weight. And like as I couldn't believe that I thought I was beautiful. Like this, it was just, like one of the most healing things I had ever done for myself, and I didn't expect that to happen at all.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, that's a beautiful story. I mean, I feel you. And
Yeah,
that's, yeah.
talking about like how healing and empowering sex work can be for people
Mm-hmm.
in terms in that way, because it really can be, and I think that's important.
So you did OnlyFans with just photos, or did you go video?
I started with just photos. Yeah, I've done some video too. Not a lot, but a bit.
Mm-hmm. You have less control about, photo, you can have it exactly the way you want it, but maybe not so much in a video. I don't know.
Yeah, I also got more comfortable though, and I don't. It doesn't bother me as much anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
with time, like it's just, yeah. I
Do,
have videos that, like I don't even edit the videos. I just throw them up. Some of them,
mhm,
I'm fine. That's the thing is like I got to a point where I was like, okay, you did this partly because you want to challenge your body shame.
mhm,
You can't edit out every little part that
right,
you know what I mean?
mhm,
So yeah, and also editing software when your brain with your brain on long COVID is brutal as hell.
yeah,
So I was like, either these videos are gonna sit on my phone and never go anywhere,
mm,
or they're gonna go out unedited. And I also I like them unedited because I like making smut that feels real and like genuine.
right.
Unedited doesn't
Mhm.
hurt that, right?
So do you still do that or did you stop?
Yeah, I still do it. I'm not I've slowed down. I'm really focused on healing lately. I went through a really bad period this year where like I wasn't eating. So obviously my priority wasn't that. And I lost a lot of weight and it was really scary. I'm eating again, planning to film again soon. I'm planning on like I got on some meds to help with the brain fog. I'm starting to think of it clearly. I think I could maybe start marketing. I couldn't do the marketing for a while, like at all. I was like, either I'm gonna not do it or I'm gonna do it and not market.
Mhm,
And just like keep it as very small with my friends and for fun. Um, and that's what I decided to do. So but I think I'm getting ready where like I think I'm in a place, I'm getting to a place where I can work on expanding, hopefully.
mhm.
This is, I have a lot of illnesses and they're all very unpredictable. So I'm at the whim of them a little bit, but we'll see.
Huh. Do you have a sexual bucket list or do you think you've done everything that you wanted to try?
Oh, definitely have a bucket list. Yeah, I was very, had a lot of shame. I had a lot of shame around my body, around sexuality, from the church. Um, so and like I was like a very much a serial monogamist. There's a lot of stuff I didn't try, right? Like so many things. And like now I couldn't get vaccinated because of one of the conditions that long COVID gave me. And the world decided to live with COVID. So like I don't know if I'll ever be able to go to a sex club. I don't, there's a lot of things that maybe I'll never be able to do that I would love to do. Um, but we'll see. I don't know.
So are you still stuck at home, basically? Or do you go out and about at all?
I'm still stuck in
Yeah,
it.
that sucks.
It's hard.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to tell me about that we haven't covered?
Um,
Like weird places you've had sex or funny, embarrassing stories, anything like that.
I don't know. I think I got sidetracked when I mentioned kind of got into that story of talking to
Oh
the
yeah. Hmm.
yeah. Yeah, so like I actually kind of it wasn't at all hostile, it wasn't angry, but like I talked to this partner. I was like, because I've been dating, I'm non-monogamous and I have been for, a while, but I was way too shy to ever date. And I'm dating now with like COVID testing and a lot of precautions, etc. Um, but I have been dating a bit this year. I've talked to a lot of people about consent and stuff like that. And it made me really want to reach out to this guy and just ask him, like, do you have any idea what that did to me? Like at all? Like, did it even register for you? And I did. I did, and you know, it was a really interesting conversation, and I was, you know, I think as well as a conversation like that can go, like
Mm-hmm.
he didn't realize at all. Yeah. But you know, he believed me and was sorry and all that, and like thanked me for bringing it up. And so, yeah. And it was really healing for me because like it was really only this year and only because of OnlyFans that I even thought about trying kink again. And like, you know, it's been over a decade. Like,
Mm.
I'm a deeply sexual person, so it really hurt, really, really hurt my soul in a really big way. Anyways, it felt really good to do. And I know that like for a lot of people it's not a good idea to contact your abuser and whatever. But for me it felt like something I had to do to move forward, and I was prepared that he might not respond well, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's good that he did. Not, I mean, I don't think it changes anything, but at least that's one less thing you have to be irritated about. But
Yeah, I don't feel mad about it anymore, right? Like,
mhm.
eh, yeah.
There's a guy that I would say he raped me one night many years ago, and I saw him like it was a random stranger thing. And I saw him a couple years later, and he recognized me and talked to me like I was someone he had dated. Just, oh hey, how are you? Like all happy to see me, and I'm like, I didn't say I was just shocked. Now, recently, of course, I was blonde then. I'm redheaded now, and I've gained a lot of weight since being in the scooter. So he saw me again and didn't recognize me, but I recognized him, and I always fantasize about going up and saying something to him, but what would be the point? But I still run into him, which sucks.
I'm sorry, that's hard.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, yeah, it was really weird to hear him just be like, I've missed you so much. It's so good to hear from you. We had such a special connection. I've never had a connection like that with anyone. And I was just like, you fucking destroyed me, man. You have no idea. Anyways, it was, I mean, whatever. It went as well as it could. And
yeah.
yeah,
Now it's in the past, I guess.
it is. What can you do?
Hmm. Uh, all right. Anything else before we go?
Anything else? Yeah. No, I think I can think of off the top of my head. It's been lovely chatting and getting to know you a bit.
Yeah, you too. Do you have anywhere you want people to follow you or?
Sure. Um, I have an OnlyFans if people want to follow me there. That'd be cool. I don't know. I have mixtapes at mx.tapes. I have an Instagram at Chiron, CHIRON underscore ICALYILL. Sorry.
I will look it up on
Thank you.
Instagram and put it under your picture there.
Thank you.
How do they find you on OnlyFans, or how do they get to you?
Yeah, that's the mixtapes.
Okay, got it.
I can
All
send
right.
it to you if that helps.
Okay.
I
Well,
can
yeah,
also
it
send
was.
you where all of that is too.
What was that?
I can send my link tree that has all of it too.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, it was good talking to you, and I hope things improve health-wise for sure.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll be talking again.
I have a scooter I got a scooter from a friend. I just needs repaired. I just want it repaired so I can just get a dang house. So
Where do you live?
Toronto. I live so close to the beach, but like not close enough to walk like this. But
Uh-huh.
like
Right.
and just, it'd be great. So fingers
Get out,
crossed.
get out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck. Maybe your OnlyFans will explode right now and get you a bunch of money and get your scooter fixed.
That would be delightful.
All right. All right. Well, thank you. Talk
Thank
to
you so
you
much.
soon. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.